Reddit users, what are your awkward experiences of getting caught watching or having PN? How did it end? Story 1. So, I was like 14, 15, first year of high school, early 2000s, and I was like, F that I'm staying home. So I skipped school. And I was bored after watching Jerry Springer and Maury, and I was like, I could definitely rub one out real quick. So my parents had just gotten Comcast, like the one where you could record live TV and all that stuff. I searched for like 45 minutes. I was so dedicated to masturbating to porn, and I finally found the adult category. I am so pumped, and there's even all these options and categories. It's like $2.99 for each rental. My parents rent movies all the fucking time. What's another $2.99? They'll never notice. Some pop-up comes up asking me a question, and I'm like, click, 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 just gimme the pour. Anyway, I do it, and I'm not worried because my parents literally bought movies almost daily. Weeks later, I'm not even thinking about that anymore. I don't even remember it because it was so trivial to me at that time. But then one night, I hear my mother reaming out my dad, how out of control and ridiculous he is. How there's literally porn rentals at the video store down the street. Snow's Videos, you know that section in the way back with the weird 70s beads in the doorway? And she is not effing stopping, and now my dad is getting fucking pissed. Now my dad is screaming back at her, and they're arguing back and forth when suddenly, motherfucking silence, and all I could hear was stomping to my room. But wait, they're not going to my room. They're going to my brother's. They start in on him. Does he need a therapist? How could he do this? Who does he think he is? He's near fucking tears, and I'm sitting across the hall looking out from my bed, 'cause it's like 10 p.m. Then, almost suddenly, my mom had a sudden realization. She remembers the auto phone call she received a few weeks back. The voicemail starts to play, "Your child, horny little bitch, wasn't in school today." She pauses, and then she pulls up the day of the cable purchase to compare the voicemail and purchase dates. And that's the story of how I was so horny and click-happy, I accidentally answered yes to a $300 a month Comcast porn package. Story 2. So it was my 6th grade year, and they had all of us go into some type of Zoom meeting. We were in school in person, so the teacher projected the whole meeting onto the giant TV that was on the wall, and it was all the boring stuff like Student of the Year, some awards, rules, all that. Then out of Satan's ass crack came some dude into the Zoom. IDK how he did it, but he managed to make it so that only his screen was projecting. It was all black for like a solid 15 seconds before the blackness cut to a low-quality gif of a girl bouncing on some dick. And by low quality, it wasn't terribly low quality. So, anyone could tell what was going on in the gif. And mind you, this Zoom call had the entirety of 6th all the way to 8th grade classes watching. So basically The Office, and every student and teacher got shown porn that day. And like 2 days later, a rumor was going around about how the school managed to track the guy who did it, and turns out it was some random dude in New Zealand. Story 3. I once sent porn of Moto to my friend as a joke. I had the chat at my secondary monitor open, which was a TV, and I couldn't see there well. Soon, my mother came in without knocking, and she saw Moto porn on my big-ass TV. I quickly realized the situation, and I hid the chat as fast as I could. Then we had really awkward talk about the things I would like from the grocery store. She never mentioned the porn, and I really hope she got that it was a joke and not my porn preference. Story 4. One time I woke up outside a Wendy's by the dumpster. That's when I realized I had a drinking problem, probably. I was living in trash, like super duper. I couldn't see the floor of my 2-bedroom apartment because it was covered in trash. But it was clean trash, not like smelly garbage. Or that's what I thought. But I later learned that I had a mold issue from piss bottles in the closet breaking and leaking all over some trash and shit like that. Anyway, so I was just minding my own business and calling people garbage-ass whores on Fub and Reddit and trolling and shit like that, when all of a sudden this hot girl, I was assuming at the time, and then later learned I was right about she was actual girl with vag and hot, messages me and we talked every day for months. I stole this Reddit girl from her boyfriend, which is kind of sad, but we think it was better for everyone involved. and I flew her over after cleaning up most of the trash, and we went ice skating and ate sushi, and we fucked on the floor. I put my P in her V. She helped me clean up the rest of my trash. Mostly. We still get drunk every day and throw some trash on the floor, but it's minimal, and I'm still putting my P in her V very regularly. She gets cream peas almost daily. Story 5. So I was sitting minding my own business on my phone, scrolling through text messages, and suddenly my friend sends a video on the group chat with a caption underneath it saying, "Mother of two getting robbed and killed in the middle of the store." The thing is that the cover of the video shows a woman getting attacked by two robbers, so I got intrigued by it. I clicked on the play button. Keep in mind, I'm sitting last row in class, and the professor was talking, and the class is pretty small and quiet with 22-ish students in it. And Home Sweet Home Alabama. Hardcore sex noises with my volume to the max came out of my phone. At that moment, the panicking was so brutal, I couldn't turn it off. Everybody looked my way like I'm a fucking weirdo piece of garbage watching porn in class. The hottest bitches looked at me in disgust, and the professor gave me that disappointment look. Long story short, I talked to the professor at the end and was very understanding to what happened. And yes, I had the balls to stay in class and look everyone in the eyes like I don't give a single fuck